What's up guys, Kizzlekicks here and welcome back to another episode of this Crystal Palace FIFA 16 career mode. As most of you will be aware, and if you're not, you're aware now when I tell you, today is the final game of the season. As you can see, Manchester United did beat Tottenham in their game in hand, so we cannot make 4th place and cannot achieve Champions League football, which is a massive disappointment. But when you consider the expectations that we set at the beginning of the season, which are to come top 5, that's still possible. And we're going to chuck in an FA Cup because we won that, and the Capital One Cup as well. So whatever happens from here on, you have to say the season was a great success. We're taking on Middlesbrough at home. Of course, we do need a result to ensure 5th place. Arsenal are 2 points behind us, but have a superior goal difference. So if we fail to win and they pick up all 3 points, they will leapfrog us and go into 5th position. But hopefully that won't happen. We're starting the game on the back foot though. Middlesbrough very much coming forward in the ascendancy. It's a good opportunity here and a very, very good save from Jack Butland to deny Ledbetter. But Middlesbrough didn't let off there. You can see just over 10 minutes on the clock. They continue to come forward. Working the ball down the right-hand channel. Again, we have Jack Butland to thank, who was alert and beat the striker to that loose ball to clear it out of danger for a throw-in. But again, Middlesbrough coming forward. The cross beating Butland looked like it was going to drop into that far post. Luckily, Eric Dyer with a goal-saving header that would have dropped in. If not, the striker would certainly have popped that in. So he has pretty much saved a goal, clearing that one off the line. But again, they continue to come forward. Clayton this time with the effort. We thought the offside flag was going to go up. It didn't. And it's a huge, huge let-off for us. But at the other end, we have an opportunity. It's Dwight Gale. In, of course, this game, he doesn't usually start. Didn't quite manage to get away from the defender. It looked as though he was clean through. He's not slow, Dwight Gale, as well. So we thought he'd get away and be able to finish that. But the defence got back and got the danger cleared. So all level at half-time. Still 0-0, no breakthroughs yet. But game continued a similar pattern in the second half with Middlesbrough on the front foot. You can see Clayton here putting the ball across goal. Any sort of touch on that, and you know, it could have ended up in the back of the net, but fortunately Butland managed to dive on the ball again. But it's this right hand side that Middlesbrough keep coming down. They're very, very dangerous. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper here. The shot is fired wide. Luckily on this occasion it wouldn't have counted. The offside flag did go up, but we really need to get a grip of this game. We're trying to here. James McArthur, you can see the frustration boiling over. He's captain today in what will probably be his last game for the club. We're restricted to shots from distance, but we're making a couple of changes. Jack Cloesi and Jason Puncheon coming on for the final 20 minutes or so of this season. As we try and you know, just get the breakthrough and up our game. We've performed really bad. We want to give the fans something to cheer about, but how about that for a defensive challenge from Eric Dyer? He had a very solid game today, and not only has it stopped a possible scoring opportunity for Middlesbrough, but it puts us on the counter-attack. James McArthur coming forward. Here's Jack Cloesi showing good strength, poking the ball out wide to Dwight Gale, who manages to get the shot away, but it is blocked by Ayala out for a corner, which nothing comes of. But we're moving into the last 10 minutes now. Of course, we do want to make sure we get that 5th spot. That was the board expectations. We're trying to work the ball around on the edge of the box. Dwight Gale with a decent turn gets the left-footed shot away, but it's straight into the hands of the keeper. And now the pressure is really getting to us. We need a goal here. It's James McArthur on the edge of the box, strikes one from distance, and what a fitting way to take the lead. James McArthur, captain on the day. There must be something about that captain's armband, because every time Kabay wears it, he plays well. But a phenomenal strike from James McArthur. Hasn't scored many. Probably is his, you know, 2nd or 3rd goal of the season. He hasn't played much, and of all people, you couldn't have. He's been a good servant to Palace, so you couldn't have wished a goal from a better guy. But it's put us 1-0 up, and hopefully that will guarantee 5th place, because there's very little time remaining for Middlesbrough. We're coming forward again, still in the ascendancy, as you can see, trying to double our lead. It's Vidio on that right-hand side, I think, that's just won the free kick. It's a fairly innocuous challenge, not sure why the referee's given it, but it's a dangerous area. The left foot of Jason Puncheon is going to whip this towards goal, trying to catch the keeper out. It kind of comes back, combination of the keeper and the woodwork, keep that out. But as you can see, the full-time whistle has blown. Our season is over, and we have secured 5th place. Like I say, so disappointing to miss out on the Champions League by just 1 point. You can see what it means to James McArthur. Is he waving goodbye? Who knows? We'll see what happens at the end of the season. We're going to go through the player contracts and such. But here is how the league table ended up. It's Manchester City winning the league by 6 points in the end. Chelsea 2nd, Everton 3rd, and United 4th. We have come 5th, like I say, missing out on Champions League just by 1 point. So really, really gutting from our point of view there. Arsenal are behind us in 6th. We ended up 4 points ahead of them, and Liverpool disappointing. Well, disappointing, I'm not sure, down in 7th place. They had a poor start though, so they've done well to work their way back up, you can see down at the bottom West Ham relegated, which is quite surprising, along with Sunderland and Sheffield Wednesday. You can see how tight it was. QPR and Middlesbrough, the two teams above the relegation zone, were level on points with the teams that got relegated, so tight at the bottom. Confirmation that we have won the FA Cup there. Really pleased to have that in our trophy cabinet. A real prestigious cup competition, one of the most prestigious cup competitions in the world. The Capital One Cup, that's just a nice addition as well. Obviously that secured us European football early on in the season, which kind of took the pressure off a little bit, but we still wanted to come in the top 5. We beat West Brom in that one. The European International pre-season competition was won by Empoli, and you can see the Copa Europe was actually contested between City and Liverpool, and City were victorious on this occasion. But have a look at Arsenal. They're taking on I think that's CSKA Moscow. Is that who it is? I'm not too sure. In the Champions League final, so a real big chance for Arsenal to win, you know, football's most prestigious cup competition, the, you know, elite competition in club football. But you can see some of the names there, contracts expiring. We are going to review that and try to tie them down. We're going to evaluate that in just a second, but first of all I want to do a squad report. I know a lot of you have been asking for this throughout the season, and I recorded this way in advance, so I didn't actually do a squad report, but you can see some of the growth of the players. Lasse Janka going up by 9 as well. We're going to have a quick look at their season stats as well. If you want to, of course, see any players' stats or, you know, growth in more detail, feel free to pause the video, but we will be going through all the players' stats in more detail. I did just have to move my mic, so again, if I sound a little bit different, I do apologise. But looking at our squad, it's quite solid actually going into next year. This man is decent, very much so. Mark Bartra obviously shown improvement since he joined us from Barcelona. Another centre-back, Yannick Vestergaard, he arrived, you can see there, for a fee of £9 million. He's very good as well, still young, will continue to develop. This man, Eric Dyer, I'm not really sure. His divided opinion. Had a very good game on the final day against Middlesbrough, as you saw. He's still young as well, so he will very much be developing. Felipe Santana is a guy that we brought in just to kind of tie us over until the end of the season. Didn't make many appearances at all. Grimaldo at left back. He's of course returning to Barcelona. His time on loan here with us at Palace has come to an end. I would love to bring him in on a permanent basis to replace Pap Soare, a guy that I probably don't give enough credit to, but he did make a lot of mistakes throughout those first 2 seasons, and I'd like to improve that left back position. Probably look to offload him or just keep him as a backup and offload Ezeki Friars, who hasn't really played at all. We didn't rotate the squad that much in the cup competitions, which is probably why we were able to win them. You can see James MacArthur in midfield. He's probably going to be moved on as well. Like I said, didn't make many appearances. Scored a vital goal on the final day, and you know, I'm pleased. And if he does leave, that'll be kind of a fitting parting gift. Then we've got the youngsters, Sergio Mendes, Jack Cloesi and Juan Maresca. I said youth was going to be key in this career mode. They're all midfielders, incidentally, that we've brought in. They're all very young and very promising, so we'll hopefully look to develop them through the training. Hiram Boateng will probably let go. You know, we've got youth players of our own now, so we don't need to develop the ones we've already got. Plus, I think the younger guys have got better potential. Francesc Coquelin, of course, from Arsenal, very solid, very influential player and key to our team. We'll look to build the kind of midfield around him. Of course, Ramirez has already agreed a deal to come in, and he will add to an already very strong midfield. Of course, Cabaye, he's getting on a bit. We saw him struggling with fitness. He is our captain. I know I'm not talking in sync with the players on the screen, guys. I'm just trying to commentate and plough through it. But Cabaye, of course, is our captain, and again was probably our best player this season. We've got Alvaro Vadillo on the right-hand side, still young, still developing. He was my go-to guy in FIFA 15, and he's done some magical individual stuff, really, in his second season. His potential next year will hopefully be key. Fellaini we brought in just to steady the ship and offer some experience. Whether we keep him or not, I don't really know. It's a steal at £4 million, I think, from Manchester United. He's a player with lots of ability, good all-round player in the squad. Then you've got Joe Ledley, who's obviously getting on a little bit. What we're going to do with him, I'm not too sure. Will there be room for him when Ramirez arrives? Same with Jordan Much. Will there be room for him? He's a young player. I didn't quite realise how young he still was. He's still developing nicely. He hasn't had a lot of game time, though, which makes me think he probably will be sold. And then we've got the likes of Daly Sincraven at Cam. He was very, very good in the back end of last season. Scored some important goals, of course, gave us the lead in the cup final. Jason Punchin, very good player, lots of ability, limited first team football. May look to move him on. And then you've got like Jonathan Wilf, Jonathan Williams, Wilfried Zaha, of course. Hopefully his potential next year, he will be better. Jonathan Williams will probably let go. Jamie Vardy, not a great year last year. Neither was it for Dwight Gale. Keshi Anderson will probably leave. Felix Platter will probably go back to Schalke. We won't extend his loan. Berahino was much better this year than he was last year. Yannick Bolasie was also key. Stats, not amazing, but he was very much a key player. But we're going to have a look at the league table I should say, for the final time, guys. I just want to say a massive thank you to all your support throughout this season and this series as a whole. The channel has grown very nicely and it's been a whole lot of fun, which is of course what it's all about. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. Feel free to let me know any transfer suggestions in the comments below. Of course, we don't have the budgets yet, so it is quite difficult, but if you're new, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next season.